Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you for stopping by. I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share here on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. So in this video, we are going to talk about our upcoming week astrology forecast. We're talking about December 4 to December 10th, 2023. Oh my God, we're already in the last month of 2023. I don't know about you, but I feel like this year just flew by so quickly. Wow. Anyway, I just had a moment. Let's get back to it. So this is a big week. We have a lot of aspect transit stations happening for us. So this week can be one of those weeks where you're feeling a little bit with the energy up in the sky. So that is why we want to know what's up so we can prepare ourselves for it, right? So let's dive in. December 4th on Monday, we have Venus in Libra having a square with Pluto in Capricorn. This is the last aspect that Venus is going to make before it switch sign. So Venus in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. We have been having this annual square between Venus in Libra and Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years because we have Pluto in Capricorn for the last 15 years. This is relatively big because this is not the last. We have one more to go, but this is the second last square that we are going to experience in our lifetime. This is the second to the last time where Venus in Libra is going to have a square with Pluto in Capricorn. We have one more next year around fall, in September 23rd. I was just checking the date before I record so that we know. So the last final square that we're going to have again will be fall 23rd, September 23rd, 2024. Oh my goodness, seriously, this Mercury retrograde pre-shadow energy has been hitting me so big because it's like hitting my first house, my ascendant. So it's the way I express, I show up. Keep eating my words, seriously. So I apologize. So yes, Venus in Libra is strong because Libra is Venus' home sign. So Venus is able to feel comfortable and shine its energy. And Venus just recently conjunct South Node in Libra just a couple days ago. It was exact November 30th, but you're definitely feeling this energy few days before and after. So maybe now you're still kind of feeling the tail end of this energy. And this is big because this is where we just had eclipse, right? And so Venus conjuncting the South Node. South Node signify an energy of releasing, letting go, what's not aligning with us. And having it conjunct with Venus in Libra, it has to do all about the Venusian stuff, right? Money matters, relationships, especially in this sign of Libra, which we talks about all our one-on-one relationship. Yes, definitely romantic, because whenever we talk about relationship, most of us just automatically zoom into romantic. And yes, there's nothing wrong with it, but we're also factoring all those one-on-one relationships, right? So having the Venus South Node conjunction a few days ago, you might feel like you had an aha moment, a realization regarding to all your relationship matters, right? Who truly align with you? What do you truly desire in relationships, right? What are your needs? What do you desire? What type of relationship that you're seeking, that you desire in your life, right? We all have different love language. We all share, we all have our own mindset, our likes, our needs may not be the same. So maybe you had a moment and thought about all those stuff, reflect on those stuff, and see what you truly want, right? The type of relationship that you're looking for in your life. You might realize how maybe you have been a giver, giving a lot, pouring yourself out to all your relationships. Are they giving back to you, or are they not, right? Are they reciprocating, or are they not, right? Maybe vice versa, right? Maybe this is how to say, maybe you're on the other side, you're always receiving, you're always taking, you're like, ooh, okay, maybe I'm not giving enough, I'm not reciprocating. Or maybe you're like, ooh, maybe, you know, there are some relationships that just run its course, that you no longer align yourself with. And I feel like having that is very useful now that we have a square with Venus and Pluto, because this is a deep excavating energy, right? Venus square Pluto, this can be an intense aspect for some of us, but I personally like it because I'm a Scorpio, I'm okay with all those intense, deep diving energy that maybe I'm used to it and I'm okay with it, but not everyone is, right? But this aspect can feel like very deep, very intense. It's really real and raw, right? There's no bullshit kind of energy, because Pluto is like, I don't want anything half-assed, you know, if you're not reciprocating, you're not what I want, not what I'm looking for, bye, you know. It's being about real. And squaring Venus, this is about your needs, your desire in a relationship, in friendship, family dynamic, working relationship, right? Pluto wants you to go deep and get real about all these Venusian stuff, right? This is your relationships, like I just said, with everybody in your life. This can be Pluto revealing your hidden emotions, feelings, or even secrets, you know, that you have been trying to hide. This might be a day where people review and express their feelings towards you, or vice versa, you expressing it to the other person, right? Maybe for some, this is about money matters. Maybe you're getting real and getting real about how you're spending. Maybe you've been spending too much. This is a reality check. Oh, okay, well, is this benefiting me in long term, or is it time for me to really have a real reality check to look at the way I spend, right? This can be that kind of energy too, because Venus rules money matter as well. So Venus is also Libra is an air sign, and Capricorn is an energy that loves structure, wants to find solution and long-term potential. So this can also be a day where you open up, you express yourself, where you're exploring if this relationship, friendship, family dynamic, work relationship have long-term potential, right? Maybe there's someone you work with. Do I see myself working with them in the long run, or do we not share the same values, and this is the time to part our ways as well? Maybe this is about you expressing your feelings, emotions, so that you can reconcile a relationship, that you can work on a relationship. Or maybe this is you expressing how you don't want it anymore, right? Peacefully, or maybe not for some, but this is the time where you're right, this is not working for me, I'm leaving, right? So this can show up differently for every one of us. And then the next day, Venus will enter Scorpio. Venus enters Scorpio at 2:51 a.m. Hong Kong time on December 5th, or this can be December 4th, 1:51 p.m. Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. So when Venus was in Libra, is a bit more like lovey-dovey, balanced, beautiful energy that talks about balance and harmonious relationships and stuff like that. It feels more of a softer, lovey-dovey vibe, right? Once we enter Scorpio, there's a vibe change, there's an energy shift, because Venus in Scorpio is totally different, okay? It's let's just say, okay, we just had that square with Venus and Pluto. It's that kind of energy with Venus and Scorpio. It's deep, it's real and raw, it's loyal, it's passionate, it's seductive. It's not those nice lovey-dovey energy, right? It's intense. Venus in Scorpio reminds me of that intense eyes gazing, right? It's that looking into your eyes. It's like I'm looking into your soul, that kind of eye-piercing gaze, right? So it's that kind of energy. And it's that kind of energy where I love you, I want you, I want to just like, I don't know, like I want to merge with you kind of energy, like I'm never gonna let you go. You know, that kind of energy. It reminds me of how Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, and one of those rituals that they did where they drink each other's blood to to make that bond, right, that is sacred to their love. That is Venus in Scorpio for you, all right? Is that, that's intense energy. Okay, right. I know you have enough of that. Anyway, so yes, it can be all that, but I kind of like it too, you know, because not always, but sometimes you need a little bit of that to, you know, remind yourself that, I still love you and want you and desire you, maybe. So maybe this transit is gonna help spice up the relationship sector, right? It's gonna light things up. Maybe this is the season where you explore your kinks, what you like. And it doesn't have to be with someone else. It can be with yourself, right? Because this is not just about you relating to other people. Remember, the most important relationship that we all have is the one with ourselves. So maybe this is you exploring your own shadow, right? Because we're talking about Scorpio, going deep, dark underworld to look at not just all the sunshine, rainbows, unicorn stuff, right? It's also about, I love you unconditionally. I love you, your light and your darkness, your shadow, your everything, right? But of course, like I said, energy goes both ways. We look at the light attribute, we look at the shadow attribute. So Venus in Scorpio can be obsessive, can be jealousy, secretive, vengeful, that if I can't have you, no one else can have you kind of energy. So be mindful with that, because some people around us might display, or you yourself might display that energy, right? Because we are in that transit, we're feeling it. So, and this can also be manifest in not just with people, this can be with things, can be with money, right? Venus talks about money matters and things that brings you joy, right? Maybe this is about you having this habit of, okay, just out of my head, right? Maybe you love this specific type of, maybe you love sweets, right? This is your thing. And during this transit, you might find yourself really not able to let it go. It's almost like you need it so bad, like you're on drug, you're always on a high with it, right? So this is also about, yeah, like you needing to be mindful with that energy as well. So hopefully you can find some balance between, I mean, I think maybe in relationships, right? Or in things that we love, and a healthy amount of obsession is healthy, but maybe not too much. And also, when I mentioned about how loving a person, meaning you're loving their shadow too, but there's also a fine line between, you know, accepting that human has flaws, we're not perfect, we need to learn to, you know, in a relationship to work with each other, to communicate. Sometimes there's compromising, right? We need to accept each other's flaws and are able to communicate and work on them together in order to keep this relationship growing. But maybe during this transit, you are able to see that, hey, actually, this is not what it meant. The shadow is also about being real, about certain toxic behavior and patterns that you're seeing in yourself or others that need to be addressed, right? So this is that energy that can show up for us as well. So Venus in Scorpio also is more private and intimate. So you might find yourself during this transit wanting to retreat a little bit, right? Not that you're not being antisocial, but maybe you enjoy smaller circles, right? Where you're just having intimate gatherings, right, with your besties, with your closest circle of your friends, having deep, meaningful conversations, getting real and raw with some of your closest connection, right, your friends, your bestie, your go-to, right, your family members or your loved ones, and so on and so forth, right? And also, like I said, how Venus in Scorpio can sometimes get obsessive, not wanting to let go and not knowing how to let go. And this can show up in unhealthy relationship, toxic behavior, habits. So during this transit, you might be looking into that as well and maybe address to that as well. So see what comes up for you, right? So we'll continue to talk about Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio Venus will stay in Scorpio throughout the whole month until 29th or 30th, depending on where you are in the world. Next day, yes, we are having aspect transit happening every day for us. So Venus just entered Scorpio yesterday, right? And if you remember my previous video, Saturn is at the 0 degree stationing direct in Pisces just a couple weeks ago. And that is why every planet in Scorpio that enters Scorpio will immediately trine Saturn in Pisces. And today on the 6th, Venus in Scorpio will trine Saturn in Pisces. And this is a supportive, right? Trine is a helpful, supportive aspect. The Sun and Mercury in Scorpio earlier in the month, well, earlier in October, in early Scorpio season, like October 23rd, 24th, right? The Sun and Mercury in Scorpio took their turn to have this trine with Saturn and Pisces. So perhaps for some of us, maybe something happened around that time, October 23rd, 24th. And today, on December 6th, we have Venus having a trine with Saturn in Pisces. Maybe whatever happened during that time might receive a positive development, a forward momentum, or good news, right? So that might happen for some of us today. This is also, since Venus talks about relationship, we're having a trine. This can be a positive development in our relationship, deepening a relationship, a friendship, family dynamic, working relationship, all kinds, right? And this is Saturn is more of a serious energy, right? Wanting something that is constructive, that has a long-term potential, is more serious. So perhaps today is a great day if you want to express your love, to make something official, right? To ask someone out, to ask your Christmas date. Do you want to spend this Christmas with me? Do you want to get official, take your relationship to the next level, right? This is the day if you want to. If anyone's listening that want to do that, this is your day to ask that question, to say that thing, to deepen your relationship, right? And this can also be work. This can also be collaboration. This is the day where you are, hey, you want to work on this creative project together? Do you want to create something together? Do you want to collaborate? Do a crossover? Perfect day to do that as well. Same day. Okay, so also December 6th at night, 9:20 p.m. Hong Kong time, or it will be for other people, this will be in the morning. This will be December 6th, 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. Neptune stations direct. So Neptune is going to station direct at 24 degrees in Pisces. Neptune has been retrograding since the end of June, and the past few months we do have some serious Neptune related news around the world, you know, because Neptune in Pisces talks about water, right? It talks about water. Pisces is a water sign. And we did have that submarine incident that came up during Neptune retrograde. We have a lot of unfortunate storms, floods all over the world. And where I live in Hong Kong, we had one of the worst rain records that we ever had in the past 100 years, the past century. Okay, it's very scary. We had the worst rain that happened for us. And I remember seeing those pictures. I can imagine that this is Hong Kong, right? Literally, streets turn into rivers, roads breaking apart, and luckily not a lot of like life loss, but so much damage, right? That was really scary. But of course, there's more devastating floods around the world that kills thousands of people, which is so sad, right? Also, we had Japan releasing their radioactive water, treated radioactive water into the sea, right? That was a big one, right? And other things that Neptune talks about. Neptune can sometimes, and Neptune in Pisces also sometimes talks about and symbolize the weaker, the more vulnerable groups and communities or populations in the world, right? The elderly, the babies, the less fortunate people, right? And I don't know the details because there's so much news to keep up with, but I do know that during that time there was a Me Too movement happening in Taiwan where those ugly news come up, right? And also in Japan too. I forgot the name of that entertainment company own chairman or boss that passed away, but after he passed away, the scandal broke out that he actually, sexually harassed so many of people under him in that company. And it's just a lot of those deep, dark news that came up during this transit, right? So now that Neptune station direct, we might see development in those news, those issues as well. So when we talk about outer planets, they are outer planets, so they're not going to affect us as they are equally impactful, but their stations are usually more impactful and powerful, right? So when they station direct or retrograde, that's the day or the couple days before and after that energy that's really potent. So those Neptunian Pisces theme news and topics will come up more during those times. So this week we might see more news in all those stuff that I just talked about. So Neptune and Pisces also talks about our dreams, our subconscious, right? Things that we cannot see. On a personal level, this can be about your personal dreams, right? Maybe over the past few months when we have Neptune retrograding, you might have been reflecting on your dreams, right? Maybe you have been reflecting on the dreams, the goals that you want for yourself, that you desire, that you want to manifest into reality. And now that Neptune station direct, maybe this is the time where you're like, now I have a clearer path picture as to how I can ground those dreams into a reality, take steps that I need to take in order to bring them into fruition, to start working towards them, right? And maybe this is also the time where you realize that, hey, you know what? Yes, it's a dream, but it's unrealistic. It's not realistic. It's time to wake up from la la land and know that this dream cannot come into fruition, and it's time to face the truth and move on, right? Because energy shows up different way. This can be that reality check that you're having during this week as well. It's like, you know what? It's a great dream, but after reflecting, really thinking about it, it's just not feasible. It's time to move on to the next dream perhaps, or be more realistic about what is it that you truly desire for yourself in a particular area of your life as well. So that might be that. Come back into reality, right? So on a collective level, this can be, well, we definitely see in the past few months with what is happening in the world. The devastating natural disaster that happened around the world, really, I think, okay, I can only speak for myself, but I feel like it's more than just me. I feel like collectively, maybe not all of us, but definitely a group of us definitely is waking up and more aware of how poorly we are treating our Mother Earth that is giving and supporting us, that is desperately screaming for help, crying for help from us. And I hope also, and also with the wars that are happening over the past, months, years, how the war in Gaza that is happening really, I think, it's like a very unfortunate thing, but also spark a very positive movement amongst the collective to wake up, to really be more aware of what is happening, to hopefully not stay in our perfect little world, because many of us are privileged, are lucky and blessed that we are living in this environment, right? We still have all our basic needs fulfilled and beyond. And maybe this is also the time, I hope that with Neptune stationing direct, can kind of give us a collective wake-up call to have a more positive, kind, loving vision as to what kind of future we want, we desire, and how can we exist together in the world. December 8th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius having a trine with Chiron retrograde in Aries. So this is a fiery aspect. We have Sagittarius and we have Aries. So this is a supportive aspect. And this is very healing and very personal, I feel like, because this talks about Chiron and Aries. This is your healing journey, right? Your own hero's journey too. This can be a day where you see how far you've come on your journey. How can you continue to move forward and make progress on what you've already done for yourself. This can be because Aries is that energy of sense of self, and this can be a day where the next aspect that I'm talking is Mercury trine Jupiter. So because we also have that aspect together, it feels like this can really be some of us owning our story and sharing it, right, with the world to let others know that you can do it too, right? Sharing your own healing journey stories, you're showing up authentically, right? And own your story, express it, and tell others, encourage others, hey, you can do that too, right? It's that Sun and Sag energy. So it's really hopeful, it's really healing, and this is also a day where you can definitely pour back into your cup. This is about pouring back into your cup, attending to your own needs, right? Feeling empowered, how far you've come, how you've been doing, and how you can continue to make progress, that you can do anything that you set your mind to it as well. And then we have that Mercury and Capricorn having a trine with Jupiter retrograding in Taurus. So this is the first of 3 trines that we will have, because Mercury will soon retrograde in Capricorn and come back to this aspect. So this is the first Mercury-Jupiter trine that we are going to have. This is kind of like the part 1 of the chapter 1 of the storyline that you're having. So make a mental note, see what comes up for you, what's happening, what are you thinking, what are you doing, saying, expressing, what comes up for you today, because chances are when we have Mercury retrograde, this point will be activated again. So in a way, yes, maybe whatever is happening, whatever you're doing, thinking, might need a little redo, reflection later on when Mercury retrograde and come back to this point. There might be even a little setback or delay, but it is because universe is helping you to make it better. So just know that it's temporary, and this can end up being very helpful and supportive for you in the long run as well. And in general today, having Mercury trine Jupiter, this is a beautiful day. You might receive good news. You might have constructive conversation that allow you to find solution to something, to work out a situation, to see things from a different perspective that open up to more possibilities and opportunities as well. So overall, great aspect. And lastly, on the 10th, we have Venus in Scorpio opposing Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. So this is a big indulgent energy. Okay, we have the two benefic opposite each other. So it's big. And also it's happening at 6 degrees, which is next to the lunar eclipse that we just had. The lunar eclipse was happening at 5 degrees in Scorpio and Taurus, right? With the sun in Scorpio, 5 degrees, and moon 5 degrees in Taurus. So perhaps this aspect today, Venus and Jupiter, might magnify whatever happened for you during the lunar eclipse as well. So that was end of October. So see what comes up for you. For some of us, you might feel it this way, right? This might be, if you don't feel like the eclipse reveal anything for you, well, this might be the day where you see it coming for you, right? And also, having two benefics planet opposing each other is not so bad. It's actually pretty good. But of course, like I said, light and dark attribute of the energy. So, and also, you can treat this as a full moon as well, right? When we have a full moon, this is when the two planets opposite each other. So now I want to invite you, go down to memory lane, back into March 1st, 2nd, I think. March 1st or 2nd, right beginning of the March. We had Venus and Jupiter conjunction in Taurus, right? That was when Venus was in Taurus and conjuncting Jupiter. So that was kind of like a new moon feeling energy, right? So see if you have been starting something, initiating something around that time in the beginning of March. Maybe now, 6 months later, today, you might see something come into fruition, right? Because today having Jupiter and Venus opposing each other, now we have a full moon energy. And this can be dramatic. This can be big, right? Full moon can be overwhelming and emotional sometimes. It might also be dramatic. So see what comes up for you, right? But overall, Venus opposed Jupiter. This is a big indulgent energy. This is a very celebration energy. Maybe you're receiving good news, something is worth celebrating today. Very Venusian, right? We have Venus, Jupiter, both Venus, we have Venus ruling Taurus, and we have Jupiter in Taurus, so magnifying. This is this go big or go home energy. You're treating yourself, you're spending your big bucks. Maybe you're dropping that big buck to get that luxury things today, because when we talk about Venus, when we talk about Scorpio and Taurus, it's also talking about that money matter, resources, finance, energy. So maybe there might be some news in the stock market today, in the money market today. So watch out, see what comes up. Maybe the stock come up, right? Maybe there's an increase of something that comes up. this is definitely indulging and definitely can be overindulging, because Venus in Scorpio, like I said before, is that not knowing how to let go, not knowing how to stop sometimes, right? I just want it. I want it really bad. I just want it now. And I cling onto it. I merge with it because I'm so scared to let go, because I don't want to lose it kind of energy, right? I want it, right? And Jupiter is expanding this energy. So be mindful. If you're doing anything with substance, maybe you're drinking too much, having a little bit too much, indulging too much, right? Be careful, might have a hangover the next day. But if you are indulging into substances, right, just be mindful, because this can be dangerous. You don't want to overindulge and end up overindulging, OD, on something that can cause harm. So treat yourself. But this is definitely not just a sunshine, rainbow, indulgent energy. This can really easily just tip and go overboard, and you do something that can hurt yourself or others, or you regret. So indulge sensibly. Big week this week. A lot is happening. We have mixed bags of energy. But overall, I feel like the bottom line of all these aspect transit is allow yourself to indulge, allow yourself to open up, stay open, but also be mindful at the same time. So now let's take a look at universe message for all of us. We have 10 of Pentacles, we have 4 of Cups, and a Page of Swords. So I feel like an overall energy is like having that positive outlook, to know that you have what it takes to ground your dreams into reality, right? There's something that you see that really has a long-term potential that you can really achieve. You can do it. It might not happen overnight, right? You might not see everything right here, right now. You might still need to work out the whole plan. You still need to navigate some unknown, right? It requires you, right? It's always like that. It requires us to surrender to the unknown whenever we're stepping forward into something that we desire, right? You don't exactly know how everything will happen, but you have a big picture idea as to what you want, what you desire in your life, and maybe some steps that you can start taking to go over. Just keep yourself open, be curious, right? Have that curious energy to allow you to continue to explore, to learn, to navigate, and know that everything you want can be grounded into reality if you trust yourself, right? If you allow yourself to go into the unknown and allow yourself to continue to be curious and learn along the way, that everything is possible, right? And you might not see everything right here, right now, but when you move, the universe move with you, right? And we have last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. And then we have full moon in Cancer, which we will have at the end of the month to end this year. Let your fears dissolve. Okay, so this is really about that Mercury retrograde energy that is coming up for us. And this is about reflecting on our priorities, which is very true, right? And this is also about maybe we're closing out the year, we're ending the year. Something is gonna come up for us to really reflect on, especially we're ending the year with a Mercury retrograde. Definitely a lot of reflective energy, how you have been moving through different areas of your life this year, and having a moment for yourself as well, right? Lastly, our Oracle card, all that glitters. This is definitely that Venus opposed Jupiter energy, and also that Venus in Scorpio energy, right? This is about all that glitters is not gold, right? Sometimes there's more to be revealed, and really be mindful with that indulgent aspect that we have by the end of the week. It's also the weekend. It's also the holiday season coming up. People might really go big and indulge. Just be mindful, be sensible, have fun, really have fun and indulge, and, you know, treat yourself. You deserve it, but also be mindful so that you don't harm yourself and backfire this beautiful indulgent energy as well, right? And also, I feel like this week has a lot of aspect, especially that Venus and Scorpio transit, that will really allow us to go deeper and dig deeper into all the Venusian themes. Money matters. Things that we desire that truly brings our joy. Are they truly healthy? Are we sensible? Or are they more ego-based desires, right? And also, your relationships, all that glitters, are they really gold or not, right? So hope this message helps. A big week, long message. If you're still here, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I hope that if you enjoyed this video, feel free to comment below. Let me know how this reflects on you. Maybe at the end of the week, come back to it, right? Astrology is always so powerful when you know what's happening and then you move through it, move with it along. And then when you look back, you're like, oh my goodness, wow. So definitely feel free to always watch this video next week when you reflect on the energy, how you move through it as well. And if you're interested to schedule a consult reading with me, all my information in the description box below. I offer different kinds of astrology consultation, readings, tarot, akashic record reading, and energy healing session. So if you're interested, shoot me an email or DM me over in Instagram. Follow me there as well. I'm so happy to see you all. I'm so happy to connect with you all here, and I'll see you next time.